we mow it, 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 we mow it. We mow it.
Hit it, Colin.
Nope.
Welcome to the Creative Differences Podcast. We're talking about Lion King, the new one, in case you didn't know. Colin may or may not say something. I'm Dallas.
I'm Gabby.
I'm Colin.
Hey.
Woo!
It's quick. You may hear a scary, disembodied voice ad-libbing.
And no fear, that belongs to Demi.
Yes. Yes.
She may come in, she might not. We don't know yet.
We never know. You never know. Gabby, what'd you think of the movie?
I liked it.
Colin, what'd you think of the movie?
It was all right.
I feel like I should have gone to Colin first because I knew he liked it the least of us.
Yeah.
And
Why would you
should
go
have started
with me
with
first?
you.
Well,
and then
you
like,
and then her, and
me
then
you.
builds to me the crescendo of, oh my God, I love this movie. Yeah.
Yeah,
But, you know,
nice.
it's fine. The way we did that was fine. The movie is better than fine to me. I love it.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
I think everybody's relieved because everybody was asking you at the theater.
Oh, yeah. We
They
walked
were
up.
like, what did you think?
Before we left the actual seats,
Yeah.
some coworkers had snuck in behind us and were like, Dallas, what'd you think?
What'd you
Who is
think?
that?
What'd you think?
But yeah, I loved it. Rest assured, people who don't know me and people who do, I love this movie because it's my favorite movie, but a little bit longer and with different animation.
And different voices.
Donald Glover. We'll get to that.
Yes.
Let's get to that.
Yeah.
Characters and actors.
Or like really quick.
Okay, let's not get to that.
FYI, this movie was a shot for shot of the original. Continue, Dallas.
Characters and actors. All right, let's get right into it. Donald Glover.
Is the best person
Oh my
on
God.
this planet.
He's
When he
amazing.
came in to the movie finally, like his voice, we all cheered.
Yes, we did. We were sitting all the way in the back. Demi was sitting all the way in the front.
Yep.
And our cheer went from the back to the front.
And then Demi.
She responded in
Yeah.
kind with her own cheer. It was like lions when they roar and then they hear each other and then they roar back. I don't know if that happens. It was more like a
think
wolf
that's
howl, I
wolves.
think. Yeah, it's like a wolf howl.
But it was just like friendship.
Yeah. I knew I was going to do it.
That
I
was
couldn't
the best
contain myself.
part. Yeah, no, we all did. We all cheered.
Colin, you like Donald Glover.
I do.
Say something about him.
I liked him in this movie. I liked him better singing than talking. The talking was fine, but if I'm going to watch him talk, I'd rather do it in something like Atlanta, where I feel like he does more with his characters, I feel like, in other stuff.
Interesting.
Whereas this was just kind of, he was there, he was saying what he needed to say, but it didn't feel like he was putting a lot into it. Whereas the singing, his singing is great. Like, it's
he's a
always
great
great.
singer.
I love it. So, yeah, I'm about it.
Yeah, he was doing a little of the Awaken My Love
Yeah.
style when he was in Hakuna Matata. Like, I can't.
Yes, the
I
end,
can't describe
the riff.
Right, the
No,
scream.
even before that, the
But
first, he does the like,
Oh.
yeah.
that,
Oh,
Exactly.
yes, that was beautiful,
like,
and I
okay.
love that.
Get a little red bone in it.
Yes. Obviously, we love Donald Glover, so we were
We
going to
do.
love his Simba.
We can spend all night talking about Donald Glover, but we don't have time for that. I started with Donald Glover and I don't know where to go. Somebody say another name.
Beyonce.
Beyonce.
Okay,
Beyonce.
I've been saying this all day, but I love how she very quickly established her dominance
As a singer.
as a singer in Can You Feel the Love Tonight? She was like, let me just real quick do a quick little riff. And then, okay, now we can be equals. Or not equals, but now we can continue the song.
I feel like she went into the studio and turned Donald Glover's mic down. Then turned hers up.
So, fun fact.
She did.
No.
She absolutely did. I don't care if they didn't record together. She absolutely did that.
Fun fact is Donald Glover and Beyonce didn't record any of their music together. Donald Glover was in London working on solo at the time when he recorded all of his music. But he also said it would have been super intimidating to record.
Oh,
music
yeah.
with
No.
Beyonce.
I would
I saw
not
that
have
interview,
been
that's
okay.
true.
Was it the Jimmy Fallon one?
One of the Jimmys, yeah.
Where he was
up.
dressed like his lion? Okay, now I have to watch that interview.
It was interesting.
Don's
So
a
I'm
cool
going to
dude.
say something that I don't necessarily subscribe to, but I feel like is the elephant in the room. A lot of people think Beyonce can't act.
That's not true.
Colin?
I saw Obsessed. She was great in that.
See, that's
movies
the
has she
main
been in?
reason
Like-
most people say she can't act.
What?
She's
Okay,
obsessed.
maybe I saw it too long ago, but I thought she was like, I was like, wow, this woman can sing and act.
Right.
Also, it's an original like Idris deep cut that people forget about.
Right, like Beyonce, Idris, and Ali Larter. Like, that's an attractive cast of people.
And Ali Larter was freaking crazy in it.
But that's
Yeah.
not important right now. I liked her in it. She was good.
Yeah.
She was good. She was Sasha Fierce, as you called her, I think,
Yeah.
in the theater.
Yeah, when she was like attacking
Yeah.
the hyenas, I was like, Sasha Fierce.
She was dope. She did a thing. She did a thing. And she had more scenes. She had one more scene.
But it was important. And I told
Yeah,
you,
I
I
liked
called it, right? I was like, it's going to be her. Like, they're being like, her, like.
You talking about when they were singing?
No, I'm talking about when she, like, sneaks away from the pride.
You were calling a lot. There was a lot of times when you said, I called it.
Oh, really?
I thought you were talking about when
Whoops.
she comes in when they're singing.
Oh.
Yeah, you said the same
No,
thing.
I called that, like, the second it was going to happen.
Okay,
No,
gotcha.
I meant, like, in the podcast, remember?
Oh, right.
I
You
called.
said, like, oh, yeah, I got to go get help. But,
And
you
then
know, you
that's-
got to give Nyla more to do.
Yeah.
And they did. Shout out to them for that.
She was great.
But, you know what I really want to talk about? I'm sorry, Colin, you have anything else to say about Beyonce?
No, she
Cool, I
was,
didn't-
she was cool.
I didn't think so. She was how edgy for.
Yes, you've been waiting.
Slash Scar.
Yes.
So here's the thing. When he was cast,
Yes.
I was like, he doesn't quite have the voice that I wanted Scar to have.
Oh.
But it didn't matter because they took Scar and went in a different direction with him.
Yes.
Because you know Scar is like the sassy drama queen.
Yes.
I shall practice my cutscene. He's very like,
Yes.
but in this one, he was
A bad guy.
100% villain. Like,
Yeah. Which Chiwetel
terrifying.
Ejiofor plays very well. And people
Yeah.
forgot that he was like, he started his career basically playing a villain in Four Brothers. He
Right.
was a villain.
I remember that.
He was the villain in Serenity, and he was the villain of Children of Men. So like that was like his first like
Yeah, he does
American
this.
audience experiences.
That's what he does.
Yeah. He's
So
real
like,
good
I
at
knew
it.
he would do a good job, and I was cool. But like, from the first shot in this movie to every scene where he's talking, I'm just like, oh my god! Like I thought the scene where he's talking to Simba,
Yeah.
he's gonna tell him about the elephant graveyard.
Yeah.
I thought he was gonna eat him right there.
Oh my
Like,
God.
He was just coming up behind him. I
And
was like,
like-
bro, get away from him.
Yeah, no, he was scary, and like there was a lot of passion and anger behind his voice, and I just really bought it. His version of "Be Prepared" was also completely different
Yes.
than the original, and I dug it. We'll get more into it.
We will get more
later,
into that.
but yes,
But
he
he
did an
was just
excellent job.
So scary.
He deserves so
like,
many awards.
despite the fact that he looks like a completely malnourished lion.
Yeah, he
Like,
just looks like
he's scary.
a lion.
But
that-
they did a really good job. And also, I like that there's a lot of actors in this cast that when I hear the voice,
Yes.
I think, oh, that's that actor. I don't think that's that character. Like, I hear Seth Rogen, I don't think that's Pumbaa. I think that's Seth Rogen.
Oh, see, I went into Pumbaa, but we'll talk about
Like,
it in a minute.
I'm able to, like, flip that switch and be like, this is clearly Pumbaa. But, like,
Yeah.
I hear Seth Rogen, I think Seth Rogen. I hear the laugh, that's
okay.
Seth Rogen.
Fair.
But,
Okay, yeah, the laugh.
But Chiwetel, the fact that he lacked that iconic voice for me,
Yeah.
I was able to just look and see Scar. I wasn't thinking Chiwetel. I was just
Okay,
thinking
I
Scar.
understand.
And I was like, that helps me see how terrifying this lion is.
Okay.
And he's
Yeah,
just so
I think
evil.
his voice, like, sometimes I can't picture what his voice sounds like. So I understand how you were able to, like, shut out Chiwetel and just see Scar.
But he was amazing.
Yeah.
He was completely menacing, and he was everything the role needed. And Colin, what do you think?
I thought he was really good for the character he was playing.
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't particularly care for this version of Scar.
Okay, I feel you. That happened. Yeah.
Why?
I mean, yeah,
I
why?
mean, I know.
Because he got the evil down, but he lost the camp, and so he was just less interesting to me. He just
That's
felt
fair.
like a generic villain, and that's fine. He worked. He did what he needed to do, but I feel like he lost some of his Scar-ness.
Yeah, I get it. I feel like the reason, and that was my favorite part of Scar, was like the campiness, the sass and like the drama of him. But like, how do you put that into a real lion? And so I guess they were like, you know what, we're just gonna
I mean, you
go full
just
evil.
do. Like, why wouldn't you? I don't
don't
get
know.
what
Well,
you're
they
saying.
But I
didn't.
definitely see why you wouldn't, because I feel like there's certain things.
I mean, how do you put that into a warthog and a meerkat? I don't have any association with those, but it works.
You're
Well,
right.
like,
They did make it work for them.
Scar
Yeah.
wouldn't be scary. So I feel like they did
Okay.
a good job of the parts that they did decide we're going to do this differently.
Yeah.
Because Jeremy Irons
Yeah.
is Scar.
Yeah.
And it's kind of the same, not on the same level of like making a Robin Williams, like trying to replace that genie. It's like, we don't have that Scar. We're not going to get that Scar.
Yeah.
We need to go a different way with it.
Okay.
So they went, we're going to take out the camp and focus on the scary.
Yeah.
And I was like, I dig it. I like them both. I like sassy drama queen Scar, and I like terrifying Chiwetel Ejiofor Scar.
Love that Scar. Sassy drama queen Scar.
Yeah. So I'm like, and there's certain things they did, like the hyenas. The hyenas are hilarious in the old one.
Yes, they were my
And-
favorite. One of my favorite parts.
Shinzi was amazing in the old one.
Yeah,
Whoopi Goldberg
that's
is
what I
fantastic.
wanted. And
But this Shinzi was also really dope.
it's interesting how they changed, where like she became the leader of the hyenas instead of like one of a trio and funny.
But she was already kind of their leader. Because the other two, Banzai and Ed, are kind of stupid.
No, I know, but like in the other one, it was like the hyenas. Like those
Oh, you mean the
three
leader
were
of all
just
the hyenas?
yeah,
I feel you.
because that's what they did. They made her the pack leader.
Yeah, she's there.
Or the alpha,
she's
or
their
whatever.
Alpha. Which was dope. And like Florence Kasumba, I think I said her
She
name. Yes.
is in Black Panther, right?
She's Io, yes.
AKA the woman who threatens Black
Yes.
Widow in Civil War and made
Yes.
such an impact.
Oh my God. Okay.
Move or you will be moved. That's
Quick.
her.
Yeah. So I told Ale about that when we went to see Captain America Civil War in like Pasadena and like one of those theaters. And I was like, yeah, there's this scene where somebody threatens Scarlett Johansson. And she was like, I'm ready for it. And then when it happened, she was like, oh my God. It was great.
But yeah, she was amazing.
Yes.
Like, I wanted more Shinzi. It was another thing that I feel like they took it in a different direction, which I figured they would, because
Yeah.
when I saw they cast her, I was like, maybe this woman can be funny. I don't know. But
Yeah, I
I
was,
feel
like,
like they're
afraid.
going for intimidating when they cast her.
Yeah. Because
And
she
they did.
is. She has already intimidated all of us.
And like the way she came, like all of the scenes when she enters the room.
Yeah. I was
it's
like, everyone goes quiet.
because you have Eric Andre and Keegan Michael Key.
I wanted more of them. There was not enough of
I wanted
them.
more of all the hyenas.
I was like,
they were great.
I feel like we didn't get enough.
And I didn't even say their names, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Because I noticed they took the effort to change them because
Oh, they did?
Ed is not an African name.
Oh, I
They
guess.
changed their names to Azizi and Kamari.
Oh,
But like you never hear that in the movie. And
Nope.
I'm like, all right, well, maybe.
I guess that's their names.
But I like it because, I'd be like, who's Ed? Why is Ed running around Africa? I thought Eric Andre was going to just be crazy because
Yeah.
Eric Andre is just
He's-
crazy.
Yeah, that's all he does.
But yeah, they handled it well.
Yeah,
I
it's
just
good.
shout out to Florence because Shinzi
Scary.
she sent chills. What do you want to talk about?
Timon and Pumbaa.
Of course.
I love them. Seth Rogen has my heart over that.
They were great.
They were so cute. Pumbaa was the cutest. Like, oh my God. When he's like prancing around, I just wanted to like hold him.
Yeah, they just added subtle things to Pumbaa that like
Made him
it's the
really
same character,
lovable.
but it's just like the little ad libs here and there.
Yeah, and like oh my God, it was just so great. And Timon and Pumbaa are my favorite part of the original too.
That makes sense.
So I was ambivalent, but not anymore. They're just the best. They were so cute. And then Chance the Rapper was like part of their little posse as a bush
my
baby,
God.
and he was adorable.
Colin,
Dallas.
You've been
thoughts
so
on Timon
quiet.
and or Pumbaa and or the hyenas?
Yeah.
Did it really come to you for the hyena?
I mean, I
Commentary.
like the hyenas. I don't know. I like the hyena. I like Shenzi. Like, I thought she worked as being threatening. The other two, I just kind of got tired of pretty quickly. Like,
I
they
can see
pretty
how
much
you
had one joke, and it wasn't that funny to me. So
I like
That's the thing.
that
I was like,
joke.
if you don't like this joke, you're not gonna like them because they just make this same joke.
yeah.
I liked the joke.
But I was like, I like the joke, and I think it was another situation. Like I said, Chiwetel isn't just Chiwetel; he's Scar. But I was like, that is Keegan Michael Key, and that is Eric Andre.
Yep.
So, like they might as well
And,
just been those two
And
sitting there.
You know what?
in
And I was
live
cool with it, and I liked it.
action. I was like, oh my god, this is just.
I
him.
wanted more of it.
But yeah, that's fair. I was like, yeah, this is. They're kind of like they're one trick pony with a hyena joke, but I like the joke. I like the little thing they had going. Did you like Shinzi, Colin?
Yeah. I thought she worked as an intimidating presence.
Mm-hmm. She's girl powerlicious.
Are we bringing that to here?
I mean, she is.
She is.
I feel like that's a better description for Nala, but
Why do you
They
think only
both
one person
were.
can be girl powerlicious, Colin?
I feel like you
Th-
didn't say it
this
for
is-
Nala, and I feel like that was the
Oh,
opportunity.
but she was, because she
Sure.
was throwing those hyenas, and that was amazing. That was like one of my favorite parts. What did I say? I was like, I love this. It's vicious.
It was. It was amazing.
It was a great
That fight.
end scene.
Oh yeah, speaking of throwing hyenas,
Yeah.
Rafiki.
Rafiki.
He's great.
Yeah, and
And
he's played by
John Connie.
who played
Yes.
um
T'Chaka,
Yep.
aka T'Challa's dad.
Yep. But was he speaking Xhosa or what was he speaking?
Yes.
I dug it. I was like, yes, Africa,
yes. Africa.
because that's where we are.
That's the tagline for this movie. Yes, Africa. But he went full African. And I was
Yeah,
like, I
no,
feel
he
it.
brought flavor to it. I loved it. It's like You know what it felt like? It was like anytime I heard Spanish in Coco.
Okay.
Like, and I was like, yeah, that's where we are. So this makes sense. That's what he felt like. It was
Okay.
like he was like bringing the Africa
I feel it.
to the party.
Yeah, it's part of the reason that like way back when, before the cast was announced, I was thinking like, yo, make everybody African and or black.
Yeah.
And
Then they
like you got
did.
the Shinzi and you got the Rafiki, and I'm like, this is what I wanted. He's great though. He's
Yeah.
dope. He was doing his thing. He was swinging that stick.
Yep. It was great.
Colin, don't look at me like that.
My only problem with Rafiki was this. Oh no, that might give up too much away. I just felt like, you know how at the beginning where Simba gets presented to everybody in the cartoon, it's like epic.
Yes.
And like he puts the baby up there and it's like, whoa, it did not have that same feeling for me in this
Yeah.
one. And it had directly to do with Rafiki.
Oh.
And like,
Oh, that's fair.
and his stance. It was just like, he was just like, here you go. And I was like, no. I was like, no, I want you to thrust that little baby lion in the air. And I feel like he didn't do that. I was like, I'm with this. I'm no longer with this. Like,
Honestly,
opening scene.
I feel like that scene should have hit hard because I don't know if it was where we saw it, but I just feel like it wasn't loud enough. Like, that's a scene I feel like you should have blown the speakers out for.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, probably.
Colin and I were walking in, I think after everybody else.
It was too quiet.
And like, I heard it, but I was getting in and I was like,
I'm not
I should
feeling
hear,
emotional.
I should feel like the speakers should be shaking.
Yeah.
And they weren't doing it for me. But
Ah.
the scene was dope. Like, when they cut to the Lion King title, I still
Yeah.
clapped because it's the Lion King title.
Yep.
Speaking of changes. Visually, the movie has changed because it's not 1994 and everything has to look real for some reason. Colin hates that.
It's true.
All right,
Tell
Colin,
us
talk
why,
about why you
Colin.
hate that.
Because I feel like, and I don't know if it's the style or this movie, but it just felt like it loses so much. Because when you're trying so hard to be real, you're not being as expressive. Like, at least this movie, because like people have shown pictures of lions and they can be expressive. This movie was not. Like, Simba, your dad's dying. Show some emotion. Nah. Like,
Yeah, that
nobody.
didn't do it as much.
There
for
were
me.
plenty of close-ups on the face where someone was being presented with something or realizing something, and it's like, oh, you should be feeling, and your voice is feeling it, but your face is nothing. And I'm just like, what is happening here?
But that's not the case for the whole movie. There are definitely moments where they manage to put the expression in. But it's usually just really silent moments, though. Like, not when they're speaking. It's always when
I don't know.
nobody is speaking. But there is reaction.
I
there.
thought Timon and Pumbaa were like super
I
expressive.
feel like they're the most expressive because
Yeah.
there's
They
one
are.
shot where they zoom in on Timon's face and he screams, and I was like, that's basically a cartoon.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's part of my fear going into this movie was like we don't get the shot of like Simba's ears falling when he sees a stampede,
Yeah.
or like
Yeah,
when
we
he's
did not-
trying to wake his dad up in the morning and he's like pouting at him. It's like, yeah, Simba's face didn't have a lot going for
No,
it
no,
as far as like expressing emotion.
Yeah.
But it's also people came into this with a certain bias against it, I think, because like people were posting like side by side comparisons of visuals, and it's like I get you're saying it looks different, but like you're taking out all of the acting if you're just showing the visuals side by side. Like,
Yeah.
the movie isn't just the acting.
Yeah.
Like people were crying in this theater when Simba is calling for help because his dad is dead because of the actor playing a child whose dad just died. Like,
Yeah.
you can't just take stills from the movie or like little shots and think like,
Yeah.
Oh,
Out of context.
it's not like, yeah, like JD McCrary is acting his heart out,
Yeah.
and you need to acknowledge that as well.
I also want to say, though, the technical feat of this film.
Oh
It
my
is
God.
an absolutely gorgeous film.
Yeah.
From the moment that it comes on screen.
And like it's all on the computer.
Just thinking like, because I have studied film, I was watching it and just like, I know that you did all of this on a computer and my brain can't comprehend the fact that you
Did all
have
of
put
it.
math expressions into a system and to make fur move in a certain way,
Yeah.
and that you've made
Or,
a
like,
digital
just-
camera inside your computer to move in a certain way
Mm-hmm.
to catch certain things. And it's just so incredible. It is a technical marvel. And I think that was the point of this film.
So they could show off.
Yeah, it literally was to show off, this is what we can do, and this is where technology has come so far, and we're pushing the boundaries to show it. And they did it. It looks incredible. Every shot is composed so beautifully. Everything from where characters are placed to what's moving to what's in focus to what's not. It's so well done. It's so well thought out. I want to say kudos to every visual effects artists who worked on this film because you guys worked your tails off.
And I hope they paid you guys enough because like they don't usually do that.
Also, like if it doesn't win the visual effects Oscar, what's
the point?
What even?
Oh my God, I might watch a section of the Oscars this year because The Lion King might be in it. I didn't think about that. Here we are.
Except that award
You didn't
might
watch
not
it
be on the
last year,
broadcast.
and Black Panther was in it.
Black Panther's not The Lion King.
Fine.
Speaking of like the visuals, I love that they paid homage to the original, basically by making a shot for shot. Because like even in the original, there's like that rack focus of the ants running in the tree, and then you zoom to the zebra, and they did it. And I was like, oh my God, they're doing everything.
Yeah,
like, they didn't leave anything.
No,
out.
they didn't.
They went in.
And on top of that, in the credits, one of the first things that happens is they thank all the animators who worked on the
They
original.
did. They
which
did.
was great. Speaking of, that guy who went to my church that I mentioned in the Throwback Thursday episode, which you should watch if you haven't yet.
Yeah, you should.
Shout out to
listen
Ron.
to our episode.
I mean, listen, we're disembodied voices. You can't see us. So when we were making this quote unquote live action, but actually CG animated.
Yeah.
One thing I really wanted to see was I want the hyenas to be scary.
Yes.
And I was waiting for a shot for the whole movie that we finally got when you just kind of see the background and you see like the hyena's eyes and they come out. And there's one shot toward the end and they're just walking out. And I was like, that's what I've been waiting for. That's what I've been waiting for. And they did it in such a way that, thank you, Disney people.
Also, you know how that part in the original movie where the hyenas like go and they're gonna kill and eat Scar?
Mm-hmm.
That part was scarier to me in this movie. Like,
It looked like it was really happening.
yeah, it was really happening. Also, that final battle visually, let's talk because we're in the visual part now. That final battle was super vicious because it was like Animal Planet at that point because nobody was acting anymore.
Like, these looked like
it was like everyone's
real lions
fighting.
and hyenas murdering each other, and I was like, ooh.
And I was like, should children be seeing? Who cares? This is amazing. I was like, I think I leaned over to JoJo or you, and I was like, I'm so glad that this is violent. I'm cool with it. Like, I was like, this is violent, and I'm here for it.
Yeah, that
like you weren't seeing like blood or anything
Right.
like that, but it was like these are animals and they're gonna murder each other.
that was about it.
You know what was like striking to me was like if they weren't talking, it just looked like a nature documentary.
Yeah.
And I was like, my brain, because this is on a computer. Like even the backgrounds, like it's not like, remember that movie Dinosaur that Disney did?
I do remember that movie.
Where like they went around the world and they just filmed the world and then they animated on top of that.
Right.
I for a second was like, did they do that here? No, they didn't. This whole thing's on the computer. And it like it hurt my brain.
Okay, before we leave the visuals, I have one more question for you, Gabby.
Yes.
Are you attracted to this version of Simba?
No.
Okay.
It's a lion, Dallas.
Look, it's always a lion.
So
I just think
the animated one was an animated lion, and
fair.
it was meant. You know
I
what?
get it.
You know what, Dallas? The animated lion, his hair. Okay, his hair had like that quintessential
God.
'90s tent thing that guys had that was like attractive in the '90s, and I was like, he was meant to be an attractive lion.
I
Okay,
just thought I'd ask.
but no, it's
Okay,
a
cool.
lion.
I feel it. Seemed a little defensive, but moving on. Let's get away from the visuals before Gabby fights me. Music.
I just have a problem with the way you advertised it.
I'm sorry. I'm not sorry, but like, you know, it had to be done that way. Music, Gabby, music.
Did not.
Let's talk about the music. Let's move past your interest.
I'm so mad at you.
So we've
Colin.
been singing. Colin.
We've been singing.
Colin hasn't been singing with
No,
us.
he
Colin
hasn't.
doesn't sing with us.
No, we've been annoying as hell. Singing the Lion Sleeps
Beautiful-
Tonight all day.
Beautiful song.
It is.
So you yelled at Colin, but you didn't.
Yes, Colin, tell us what you thought about the music.
I liked it. I mean, there were things about it I didn't like, but for the most part, I thought it was pretty solid. Donald Glover is great. I'm cool with Beyonce, so both of them being on a track together is like really enjoyable to listen to. Billy
Yeah.
Eichner, I thought, did a pretty good job. I don't know anything about the dude, but his singing worked.
Oh my God, his singing was.
Seth Rogen, I feel like half the time was talking rhythmically and not really singing.
Yeah, I don't think Seth Rogen can like quote unquote sing well, but I thought that it really fit for this, and I loved it.
Yes, I agree with everything you guys just said. I love Donald Glover. I'm cool with Beyonce. They were great on the track together. Billy Eichner sings surprisingly well.
Yeah.
Because I've heard Billy Eichner speak, and I'm not really a fan of how it sounds.
Really,
Like,
I love him.
But like, you know, he has that voice where he likes to yell and like
Yeah.
he gets, but like that's his character usually. So
Yes.
it's like I don't really like hearing this. But he can sing. Like
Yep,
Billy Eichner
he
was
really,
singing.
really can.
So shout out to him.
His line
Seth
speaks
Rogen,
tonight.
different in the singing category, but like it's Pumbaa. I love it.
Like it really fit for Pumbaa.
Yes, exactly.
And I loved it. It's when one of what do you call it? We were talking with people outside the theater, and they were like, you know what? The music doesn't get a 10 because of Seth Rogen. And I was like, excuse me, sir. It fit. It was perfect.
It was great.
The music gets a 10.
Music is a 10 for me because of Chance the Rapper.
Let's talk about that.
Okay, so I found out Chance the Rapper's in this movie, and I was like, what? Okay, I get it. He's friends
Me
with
too.
Simba and Nala. And I was just really happy. And then
Yeah.
he spoke the line that he has in the movie.
Yep.
And then I think you leaned over and said Chance. And I had forgotten that that was him. And I was like, oh
Yep.
my God, that's him. That's actually Chance.
Yep.
And like, I was like, what's going on? So then when they decided to turn The Lion Sleeps Tonight
Into an actual
a
song.
fire song.
Yep. It's great.
I was like, okay. And then he starts jumping up and down doing his little Chance the Rapper ad lib.
Can you try to replicate that for us, Dallas?
No. So,
Damn it.
look, if you're a fan of Chance the Rapper,
You
you
know
know exactly what I'm talking about. If not, you don't care what I'm saying right now. But just know it's there. It's there, and he's
Yep.
doing it, and he's jumping up and down, and it's a beautiful moment. But yeah.
And
I was
then it
like,
gets
ooh.
ruined.
The soundtrack is amazing. And even like the score, you know, it's the same. But
Yeah.
the fact that like it's in this, that's part of the reason it hit me like it did, because I was like, oh, you know, it's not gonna hit me. It looks different. It's not the same. But
And
like
then
they
you
had
were
the
like,
same music
Yep,
cues
it
in the
was-
same exact
Yep.
shots. Like the stampede.
Yep.
When they're running down the
Yep.
dun, dun, and I was like,
Yep.
oh my God, no, not again.
Yep.
PTSD.
What did I say? I was like, I'm not ready.
Yeah. I was like, ooh. But yeah. The amount of people I heard crying all around me was like, yep.
No.
It was bound to happen.
John Favreau knows what he's doing, man.
He does. And so does Elton John
Yep.
and everyone else involved in the music.
Yep.
Donald Glover / Childish
Dude,
Gambino.
that was also once again Beyonce establishing her dominance.
Of course. She's like, I am Beyonce. Don't forget I'm Beyonce. But yeah, like when Donald Glover comes in on Hakuna Matata.
Oh my God, we cheered so
you had
loud.
to. You
It
had
was
to.
amazing.
Yeah, it was amazing. The music's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
The visuals are amazing. The acting's amazing. It's an amazing movie. According to me, not everybody.
They did a good job.
Yeah.
I just like the original so much more.
I mean, same. Like, honestly, I was telling somebody when we were leaving, they're asking us, you know, like, out of 10. For me, it's a 9. The only reason it's not a 10 is because it's not the original.
Yep.
So it's like, you know, I can't give it a 10 because I gave the original a 10 and this isn't that.
Yep.
So, like,
Exactly.
I'll give you a cool 9.5.
If they like took this cast and just dubbed it, like I was saying, it would have been a 10.
Can't do that. It's weird.
I know, but I would have. I mean, you wouldn't even. James Earl Jones wouldn't have even needed a phone call. They would just kept him. But
Honestly, for his parts, they could have. Oh, that's another thing. They added certain things that I appreciated.
like what?
Like, kind of like the lesson that he gives to Simba. Like, a true king looks for what he can give,
Oh,
not what he
yeah.
can take. And, like, the way he talks to him is kind of updated.
Yeah.
Like, there are certain things in the old one, it's just like, okay, well, you didn't really. We
Yep.
eat the antelope with the grass, da da da.
Yeah.
But, like, this kind is more. Like, one really, really big change is instead of saying, I wouldn't dream of challenging you, Scar says, I wouldn't dream of challenging you again. And it's
yeah.
like,
Oh, that's how he got that scar. I was wondering. Also, I like that they showed a little bit of like the way lions and prides work in that scene too. Because didn't Sarabi say at one point, she was like, you should have like told him to leave, and he was like, I wouldn't get rid of my brother because like
was another thing,
prides
yeah.
only have one.
well, he's like, this is
lion
his home.
usually.
Like, you know, as long as I'm
Yeah.
king, I'm not going to kick out my.
My brother, like he should have
Dirty
gone out
backstabbing
and
brother.
he should have gone out and made his own pride a long time ago, but he's still hanging out there. So
Yeah.
yeah,
But yeah, stuff
that's
like that. I
interesting.
appreciate it. Appreciate the movie as a whole. It's great. I love it.
Colin? That's gonna be a meme. Like people are gonna do a drinking game to that.
Every time we ask
Like-
Colin to speak,
Yep.
take a shot of something strong.
No, because you'll die. Like
Colin,
Dallas.
final thoughts on the movie.
It was all right. I feel like this is a movie that I saw because I felt the need to see it. Like it was one of those you have to have seen it. And now that I have seen it, I have no interest in watching it again or really thinking about it. But I can say I saw it.
I don't really do that with movies. I
I
feel like there are a
do.
lot of movies I feel like, oh, you should see it. I'm like, nah. I just don't see
Yeah.
it.
I can
So
name a
people
few
yell
of
at me
that.
all the time at my place of work. You haven't seen A Star Is Born? Moving on.
It's fine. It was a fine movie. I expected more.
Don't upset the fandom, Gabby.
Sorry. Unpopular opinion. A Star is Born is fine.
So, speaking of Disney, there's been some news.
Oh, yes.
Little Mermaid. Is it all the way cast now? Every time I look up, there's a new
I
person.
don't know.
No
Is Trident?
We don't have an official Ursula, I don't think.
Oh, so Javier
Yeah, I
Bardem
thought
isn't officially Trident?
Melissa McCarthy was official.
All right, so
These are all
here's
rumors.
everybody looked at me. Here's the news that has been released. Melissa McCarthy is in talks to play Ursula. Javier Bardem is in talks to play King Triton. Halle Bailey is confirmed to play Ariel, and Harry Styles is in talks to play Prince Eric.
Got it.
And Jacob Tremblay and Aquafina, I think, are officially confirmed for for Flounder and Scuttle,
Right,
respectively.
Yes.
Right.
That's great
Okay,
casting.
Cool. I don't have a lot to say about this because I don't care about The Little Mermaid.
Oh, I really care about it, but because I was obsessed with that movie as a child. But
That makes sense.
well, okay, I don't really care about this casting
I got you.
because I really loved the original as a kid, and I don't really completely agree with all these remakes. So I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna go see it, but like, I don't care who they cast because I don't care about these remakes. Like,
Meanwhile, I'm hyped as hell. I will
good.
stand
Black Ariel till the day I die.
you know what I like about this casting though, because we talk about the Cinderella with
Moesha.
Brandy. I was gonna say Moesha, but I didn't want to we were gonna show our age right there.
They know.
But like, we talk about the casting for that Cinderella movie with Brandy in it like often. I don't know if we've talked about it on like podcast, but we talk about it like off.
Yeah,
like,
off mic. We talk about it
off
every
mic
day.
all the time. So I like that this Little Mermaid seems to be going in that direction. It's just like, who cares who plays who? Like, who cares who her dad is? Like, who cares what she looks like? We're just gonna put her in there. And I'm living for it because ideally this is what, in my head, ideally this is what Hollywood would be. It's like the way that they cast Broadway. It's like, who cares who's playing who? What matters is like, you got the best person, right?
So you would have Scarlett Johansson play any person, animal. or
No,
tree.
I would not.
I knew you were gonna go there.
I think that's literally what you're saying.
No.
Just get the best actor.
No,
regardless
no,
of the
because-
It is kind of what you say. We're not going to discuss
Kind of.
this here, but Scarlett Johansson's statement has two sides to it.
Yeah,
One is
she's
bad and one is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just feel like the
But
good
what-
side sounds like what Gabby
I
said.
feel like, okay,
That is the good side.
Like, ideally, that's what it would be. Like,
Right.
right now, people are saying, that's what we're doing. That's not what you're doing. What you're doing is you're casting the same kind of person, like, because that makes you comfortable in your little feely hearts.
And you can make money off of it.
And you can, quote unquote, make money off of it
Right.
because certain people, quote unquote, don't bring in the cash, which
Right.
is like, not true.
Clearly.
It's just what people like to think in their little heads.
Mm-hmm.
So ideally, we would move more towards like what that Cinderella movie was, where it was like, you know, Whoopi Goldberg and some white man made an Asian baby.
Whoa, 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 whoa. That's some white man.
Sorry.
It's Victor Garber. So
Oh,
some
that's his
respect.
name. Sorry, excuse me. Whoopi Goldberg and Victor Garber made an Asian baby. Yes.
Who?
Thank you so much.
Did me please tell me who Victor Garber is?
That man.
He was in Titanic.
That man is a wonderful actor.
Okay.
I mean, he is. I know who he was. I didn't know his name,
That
but
is
like,
a wonderful
that's not
actor.
the point.
I'm pretty sure he's been on Broadway before.
Oh,
Okay.
he
on
definitely
Legends. He
has.
was on Legends of Tomorrow for a while.
Who was he?
He was Dr. Stein.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
Okay, I know that guy.
Yeah, but at this point, made an Asian baby, and then and Cinderella's like stepmother has two white daughters and a black. Was it one?
She
white
has one
and
white, one black, and a black stepdaughter.
and a black stepdaughter. Like,
All right.
because in my head, that casting was like, yeah, we just picked whoever was best, and who cares what
Yeah.
they look like. But I feel like right now, everybody thinks that we're quote unquote doing that, and that's not what's happening. Like, they're
No, we
really only
need-
casting white
We
people.
need a live action Captain Planet. Back to Little Mermaid.
So yeah, that's what I'm saying. So what I'm liking about this Little Mermaid casting is they're just like, you know what? Who cares what they look like? Or like, you know what? If we need to make representation somewhere, we're just gonna make it.
Yeah.
And so
Make it happen.
so that's cool. am I like as emotionally invested as everybody else seems to be? No, not really.
They're only emotionally invested because she's black now. Don't.
Yeah. Like I'm just like, wow, they're remaking Little Mermaid. That's about time. I thought they would have made it a long time ago. Oh, Halle Bailey's gonna be. Oh, she's a good singer. Okay, la la la. Like
She's
on.
black killer.
Also, very nice that Beyonce was playing Nala and Halle Bailey happens to be on Beyonce's record label.
Oh, she
and
is.
She is
Ooh.
now playing Ariel.
That's
They're taking
the
over.
only person that's the only reason that I knew who she was, because Beyonce will like put them on her Instagram, and I'm like, who are they? Click.
I just want to say that this probably won't happen, but for Sebastian, I want Donald Glover doing his Guava Island voice.
I haven't seen Guava Island.
Except I want him to keep the accent the whole time. Because
He has like an accent in Guava Island.
sometimes.
Oh my god.
The movie's only an hour.
Sometimes.
And he, for some reason, didn't keep the accent for the whole hour.
He pulled a Kevin Costner.
He had it for
in
like 20
Robin
minutes.
Hood.
But like, I just want, I want Island Donald Glover as Sebastian. Because I realize I can't get Will Smith in every Disney live action remake. But if I can get
so
Will
much.
Smith or Donald Glover, I'm going to make that happen. So yeah, that's my...
I hope Brian Tyree Henry is somehow in this movie.
He's in every movie somewhere.
I know. I love him so much.
Just put him in the back in the ocean swimming.
What do you think, Colin? What do you think about the Little Mermaid casting?
I don't know who Halle Bailey is. I had never heard of her before she got cast, so cool, whatever. I don't care. I'm trying to care and I can't. I don't care about that movie at all. So I'll see it and it'll be what it'll be.
For those who don't know who Halle Bailey is, you can check out her music, which she's in a group called Chloe and Halle,
Right.
or you can watch the TV show that she is on with her sister Chloe called Grownish. It is on Freeform.
Yeah, I listened to a couple of their songs and it was like definitely that thing where it's like their voices are nice. This music is not doing anything for me. But hey, she can sing well. That's important for the character. So cool.
Cool.
There's a rumor that Hercules is going to be made live action.
Ooh.
Which is good because that's the one I've been wanting.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh.
because I just feel like that movie would look dope in live action. Like, and we've seen a bunch of different Hercules movies in live action, but I want the Disney one
That's true.
See,
live action.
after The Lion King, because the one thing I was kind of looking out for in The Lion King was like I knew they weren't going to do some of the visual stuff with like color and stuff, but I at least thought, all right, Mufasa in the clouds. They're gonna do something, and they didn't.
Actually,
I don't want to see
didn't guess.
what Hercules is gonna do with the underworld because I do not think it's gonna matter. Like I feel like it's gonna be dark and not green and not interesting.
I disagree. What about you, Gabby? What do you think?
I don't know. You know what? I mean, I've said it before. I don't really care about these remakes.
Yeah.
So I go because I'm curious, but I'm not emotionally invested. I'm not like, ooh, who are they gonna cast? Like I'm when I find out, I'm like, cool, and I'll see it when it comes out. But like, I don't care.
I was on that boat until I saw Cinderella in theaters, and then my whole life changed because I discovered Lily James.
Lily James.
And
Wait,
yeah.
that was your first
That was
experience
the first
with
time
her?
I ever saw Lily James was seeing her in the
Oh.
live action Cinderella. And from that moment on, I was like, cool, I'm looking forward to these live action Disney movies because clearly
Oh.
we're finding people here.
Interesting.
Wow. I had already seen
That's the
her, but
origin
I
story
can't
of
remember.
Demi's love for Lily James.
Oh,
Everybody.
okay. I can't remember where
That's
I
a
saw her
common-
first, but I saw her
It's a
somewhere
thing.
first.
So it's a whole thing. But to me,
Yep, she loves Lily James.
Lily James is to me what Donald Glover is to.
No.
Lily
No,
James
to
is
me.
to me.
No,
Donald
I've
Glover is
got
too.
way too many actors up on that level to.
We have a
only-
bunch of them. I only have like 2.
Yeah, yeah.
Who am I?
I find people and get attached.
You like
you
Oscar,
have Oscar
Isaac.
Isaac.
Oh,
You like
yes,
Chris Evans
I
for
do.
different reasons.
Yes, that's true.
You like Kovu.
That's not an actor, Dallas.
Moving on. I think we've said enough. All right. You can find us on Twitter at Y'all Different. I was gonna say Creative Differences. That's taken. It's not us. Don't look there.
You're gonna mention that it's taken every time.
Of course, I'm still mad about it. You can find us on Twitter at y'all_different. You can find us on Facebook. Just search for Creative Differences. If you want to type in the link because you're one of those people, type facebook.com/Creative Differences PC. Stands for podcast. Also, we're on YouTube
And Spotify.
and Spotify
And Apple Podcasts.
Whatever thing you're listening on, we're on that. Gabby, where can they find you on the medias?
They can find me at Stegosaurus on the Instagrams, and Soria is spelled Soria. It's a dinosaur pun.
You have a Twitter anymore?
Oh yeah, I do, but I don't really tweet. It's,
All right.
It's at Grab
Wait,
Gab.
we can do that? Because I don't really tweet, so
No,
I don't really have any other
Colin,
social
they
media.
should be able to find you.
I'm just saying, like, if that's the argument is that you don't
Can we
tweet,
start making the joke?
I have not
with
posted
his,
a
like-
tweet in I don't know how long I don't tweet. So
No,
there's
she
really
had a
no point
she had a
in finding
fallback
me.
social media. Do you have another one you can
Oh
give them?
no.
Well, then
Okay,
give them your
then
I
Twitter.
don't
give us
exist.
the Twitters.
You don't exist.
You can find Colin at
Find Colin at Monkey's Uncle on Twitter. And you can find me at a king named Simba. It's a Lion King reference. Get it? All right. All right. Hakuna Matata.
Kuna Matata. Oh, don't forget to rate us and leave a review. It helps people find the podcast, and it's been different.
It's been different.